Dear ladies, good morning. Thank you for joining us today. I'm very happy to see all of you here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dimitrova and I'm the founder of Optimise Health. Thank you. I invited you here today not just to tell you about the company that I started over a year ago, but to inspire you to embark together on a journey that will bring us a lot of new knowledge and it will improve us in every possible way, physically, mentally, and emotionally. For me personally, this journey started a long time ago. I would like to show you a short video of who we are and what we do.
Optimise Health, the company that brings a new philosophy to health. We are inspired by the latest discoveries of medicine combined with ancient knowledge, the power of natural remedies. We are looking to identify the root cause of every health problem. Holistic approach in combination with hyper-personalized therapies based on full biochemical analysis. The main goals are health optimization, prevention, anti-aging, and overall well-being. We use the latest methods of functional and regenerative medicine, biohacking, and innovative therapies with long-lasting effects. All the way from the lab testing to your personalized therapy, our practitioners are close to you, in your home or office. We are the first company based on an application platform. Easy access, saving time. Online consultations regardless of where you are. Intravenous infusions, DNA tests, hormonal optimization, immune support. We optimize your overall health based on proven scientific studies and discoveries. Reversing aging at a cellular level. Welcome to the longevity revolution. The best possible quality of life. Feel the transformation.
I have felt this transformation myself, and that's why I want to share it with you. My passion for health and well-being started very early on. My mother was the producer and the host of a health and well-being TV show for over 20 years. I was raised as a single child, as my brother is 19 years younger than me. Therefore, I was constantly around my mom, following her in the studio, in the office, mingling with the team, listening to what the experts and the doctors were saying, asking questions. So naturally, well-being and health became a very big part of my life, and I carried that passion with me throughout the years, and especially when I moved to live in the United States. Over there, I was very lucky to have met doctors and scientists which were the pioneers in the longevity field. I was in awe with their work and of all the endless possibilities that those discoveries were presenting for all of us. The fact that age could be slowed down, halted, and even possibly reversed was fascinating to me. The idea that biological and chronological age are not the same, and that we can positively influence biological age was simply the best thing I have ever heard. So now we know that it's possible to live long lives, disease-free, and not only that, but to have the vitality and the energy of a 30 years old person, no matter what was our chronological age. It was just a matter of making the right choices. For me personally, that started when I was only 23 years old, back in the States. I started with my first hyper-personalized anti-aging protocol, and as I was told back then, it was never too late or too early to start. It all came down to was consistency. So I had personalized oral supplementation plan as well as intravenous plan, and in hindsight, this is one of the best things I've ever done for myself. Well, there is something else that I don't often talk about, but I feel it's relevant today to mention. I was suffering with an eating disorder, so the holistic approach of functional medicine really helped me tremendously to overcome this debilitating condition. Because of my disorder, I was left with various health issues such as gut problems, hormonal and thyroid disbalance. So I was never fed any drugs. I was never given prescriptional medication. All my conditions were addressed in a very holistic way, going to the root cause of the problem and using the latest available science on the innate capabilities of the body to heal itself. So today, this is the philosophy of Optimise Health and of our entire team. At Optimise Health, we always work as a team. Every patient's case is always reviewed by more than one of our practitioners, no matter who is your leading doctor, because we believe that teamwork produces much better results than the individual. We are about to open our doors in Greece and 2023 in the United States as well. So we will have even more amazing practitioners joining our team. I created Optimise Health in a way to be easy and accessible for people because life is getting busier and busier, and I feel that people don't have the time to look after themselves. So I thought that if I created something more accessible, more people will benefit from it. That's why Optimise Health comes to you, to your office, to the comfort of your own home, or whenever you might need it. I'm extremely proud to stand beside these incredible women and professionals. You guys are the heart, the brain, and the soul of Optimise Health. Unfortunately, one of our speakers, Dr. Adriana, that we were all very much looking forward to having her today, is down with COVID. She's based between Switzerland and here, and she was supposed to fly in on Sunday. She couldn't make it. But we have the rest of the team, and I would like to present our first speaker, Dr. Melanie.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So I am Dr. Melanie, and I work in the field of functional and regenerative medicine, which I'm very, very excited about because there's so many new innovations coming in. I studied medicine both in Bulgaria and in Canada. I was actually born in Canada. And I ended up working in a clinic in South Africa at one point in my life, which was very exciting because the clinic was very much centered around a more holistic approach. So we used to work with patients that had specific issues, as well as patients that just wanted to improve their vitality. They were busy people. They wanted to be healthy. They wanted to look good, to feel good, to have the energy. So we would center our approach around that. We also worked with cancer patients, and it was more of a supportive kind of treatment. So what we were doing was oral supplementation and IV therapies with all the new molecules that are discovered. And what they did was they supported their body so well while they're going through chemotherapy and all of the other treatments. So that was a very important part of my growing up as a doctor, because I realized that the most important thing about medicine is to get to the core of any disease or any discomfort in your body. What is the point of treating symptoms, which is what medicine does nowadays, is just treat the symptoms, not getting to the core, and we're actually not treating our bodies at all. They come back again. So I quickly realized that that is what's most important. So by keeping your body into what we call homeostasis, which in medical terms is the balance of your body, that is the only way we can keep our bodies healthier for longer. And thankfully, we live in a world nowadays that these things are available to most people, and there are so many new discoveries coming up. So nowadays we know that your chronological age, as Ina mentioned, does not match your biological age, unfortunately. Sometimes that's good, but and because we live a very stressful life, all of us are all over the place, and there's so many things going on, stressor factors all around. Very often our bodies suffer, and they do not give you physiological symptoms before it's too late. So our approach at Optimise Health is to first test. Now, testing is very important because it can actually discover very subtle imbalances in your body, and we can recognize that as practitioners and address them before they actually cause physiological symptoms in your body, which is actually treating the root cause, where it all started. So we do the testing. We have a myriad of different tests. We test over 80 plus biomarkers. We test your enzymes, your biochemistry. We test your hormone levels, heavy metal levels, which most of us have actually and don't know about it. So there's so many interesting and different tests that we do. Also your microbiome, as you know, it's very connected. Your gut function is very connected to everything else that is balanced in your body. So once we do that testing, it can give us a roadmap as to what we should address and how we should address it. And that then, what helps the most after that is actually a consultation. Because with the consultation, we can discuss and go through step by step all of the different imbalances in your body, and then give you suggestions, lifestyle change suggestions, as well as give you a very hyper-personalized plan specifically tailored to your needs and your body. Because what we say is there could be two people in this room that have the exact same condition, but that doesn't mean we're going to treat them in the same way. Because you're different, your body's different, your biochemistry is different, your diet is different, your lifestyle is different. So that we take all of that into consideration, and that is what functional medicine is all about. So once we do a comprehensive consultation, we are looking to tailor an individualized plan for you and make sure that you have a specific hyper-personalized treatment plan, a regimen of oral supplementation and IV infusions. And I must also emphasize on the importance of supplementation. Now, nowadays there's so many supplements over the counter that are available everywhere. However, very often people do not know what to take, or they take too many of them because they heard this is very good for you, that's very good for you. You end up taking a bunch of pills in the morning, but you don't really know how that impacts your body. What's very important when it comes to supplementation is to take the right ones, and to also take the purest ones, because there is a difference. There are some supplements out there, obviously price ranges are different, but the quality of supplements does matter to the amount of absorption it's going to have in your body. So because a lot of us, most of us have compromised gut function, and that is just because of the stressors in our everyday life. Stress is all over the place. And if you take a pill, just imagine the quantity of the compound in that pill, you're only going to absorb about 1/3 of it. So that's not a lot at all to have a proper impact on your body. So the purer the form and the better the absorption, the greater the impact on your body. So that is why we try to source and we research the best supplements and make sure we deliver them to you, as well as our colleague, Dr. Adriana, who couldn't be here. She's actually developed some supplements. They're called Metasana. Some of you can try them out. They're very amazing. And they are based on a micellar technology, which actually improves the absorption in your body. So imagine taking the right supplements and then being able to combine that with IV therapies. And why IV? Because we all know that IV therapies give you 100% absorption. They go straight into your bloodstream, nothing is wasted, and whatever your body needs is going to take. So this is the approach we have at Optimise Health, and that is why we spent such a long time researching everything we do and making sure we deliver the most optimal ingredients to you. We have also successfully used IV therapies as well as oral supplementation plans in order to regulate and balance different conditions with our patients before they actually develop into a disease or any kind of symptoms, really. And I also want to emphasize that we also work, you've all heard about antioxidants and different new molecules that in the past 20 years there's been a lot of research on. For example, you've probably heard of resveratrol, curcumin, which reduces the inflammation in the body, as well as NAD, which is a very popular molecule. Now, what we've realized, and there's so much research that came out on that for the past 20 years, is that anti-aging medicine, functional medicine, is also leading to anti-aging and improving longevity. Now, these molecules are very much connected to the way we age, and they can actually reverse your biological age. There's now research that shows that you can go down 2 to 3 years in biological age by taking the right supplementation and doing the right IV therapies. So I just wanted to touch base on, I'm not going to bore you with any medical anti-age mechanisms of aging, but all I want to say is that what I've read a lot of books from different doctors and different research. One of them says that aging is actually a disease. And it is. We start aging from the moment we're born. And that is the one thing that leads to every single imbalance, and then imbalances lead to potential disease. So if we can avoid that and keep our bodies at optimal health and make sure that our cells are working properly, we don't age as much, and we can even reverse that. So there are a few genes in our body that are actually the ones that are in charge of our aging. And it turns out that some molecules can actually stimulate those genes. There are these genes called sirtuins. Let me just give you an example. Fasting. We all know what fasting is. We know that it's beneficial for your body. What happens when we fast? So we fast and we limit our body, our glucose goes down, our energy goes low. Low energy is an indicator to turn on the genes of anti-aging. And when they turn on certain signaling molecules by releasing NAD. Those signaling molecules, called sirtuins, they repair your DNA. So whenever a cell in your body decides, okay, I'm not going to be a skin cell anymore, I'm going to turn into something else, because they lose that with their DNA being damaged. They go back through those signaling molecules and they tell your cell, you should go back to your proper function. So they kind of renew the cell, and they don't let your body have damaged cells, which will then lead to all of your cells be healthy, doing their proper function, and no disease. So NAD, you can see how important that is. And nowadays, with the research, they've actually figured out how to turn on these signaling molecules without you having to do anything else, but sitting in your house, and that's it. So those molecules are resveratrol and NAD. We give you an infusion of that, and your body starts resetting itself, because we're tricking your body into thinking, you know, it's time to do that. It's repairing. So those are fundamental mechanisms connected with aging, and that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying we're trying to impact your body from the core. So we're starting at the very basics of where things go wrong, and then go up from there. That way we can balance your entire body, make sure you are feeling healthy, make sure you have enough energy, and you're gonna feel and look much better, not get sick at all. So that is what we're looking at. So I truly do believe that the key to longevity and good health is being conscious about your health, taking care of it, making sure you implement the right lifestyle changes, and being aware of your body and making sure you address any issue or any imbalance you feel is necessary to address. So that's it from me. Now my colleague Maria can take over. Thank you.
Hello, ladies. I am Dr. Maria Chirizzi. My patients call me Dr. K. I originally come from Greece, where I studied medicine, and then I decided to join a 4-year residency in family medicine. Family medicine gave me the knowledge and the clinical exposure to holistic healthcare, along with the practice of all stages of prevention. And on my 4th year of training, I was first introduced by a Greek primary care physician to functional medicine. And I can tell you that I immediately fell in love with the idea of applying the latest science and research principles, not just to prevent or diagnose or treat disease, but to be able to maintain the highest level of health possible. So my next challenge was US. I decided to pursue further training in the United States, a country where functional medicine is well established and is flourishing. And this decision practically meant countless hours of studying and a very rigorous exam process in order to be eligible to work as a physician there. But thankfully, I was accepted at the Icahn School of Medicine, Mount Sinai Internal Medicine Residency Program, where I completed 2 years of training in New York, followed by a 1-year fellowship in geriatrics at Albert Einstein Montefiore University Hospital in New York as well. During this time, my study on the physiology of aging while treating older patients was constantly reminding me of the critical role of functional medicine. So I had to do both. I had to incorporate functional medicine in my practice, and I have to combine evidence-based medicine data on longevity with the newest regeneration strategies discovered in functional medicine. And now, as a functional medicine doctor who has practiced both in US and in Greece, my stepwise approach to anti-aging medicine is holistic and targets the factors that lead to cumulative structural and physiological alterations that happen as we age. For this purpose, I use two main groups of agents. One is bioidentical hormones, you may have heard about it, and the other one is peptides. They both ensure this inside-out regeneration, and I do love using them because I love seeing these time-reversing effects on my patients. So I'm going to tell you a few things about bioidentical hormones first, and then about peptides. So first of all, hormones. You may all know hormones are the chemical messenger system that controls every single vital function of our body. Hormonal imbalances, either increase or decrease, can happen at any time and can lead to disease. They can occur at any age. But there's one thing that we know for sure. Declining hormonal levels correlate with the aging process. That's why hormone replacement is one of the cornerstones of anti-aging medicine. So we use bioidentical hormones. Bioidentical hormones are plant-derived natural hormones that are biologically identical and exact to the hormones our body naturally produces. And this is why they do not implicate the risk of side effects that synthetic hormones can potentially provoke. And why do we use these hormones? We have one goal. Our goal is to replace and restore hormones that decrease as we age to optimum youthful levels. And optimum levels are those of young adults in their mid-20s and early 30s. And luckily, functional medicine gives us the most precise and whole suite of hormonal tests, giving us doctors a visual effect of the hormonal pathways rather than assigning good or bad levels in isolation. And this is how we are able to replace hormones at doses tailored to each individual patient and create an anti-aging replacement plan that is able to optimize you inside out and give you back the best version of yourself, of course. And now about peptides. As I said before, they're both used for anti-aging. Peptides have many more functions as well. So peptides is one of the hottest topics in the medical community right now. And the reason why they are so hot as a topic is because they represent the cutting edge of anti-aging and regenerative medicine. But I also have to mention that they represent the culmination of decades of research. And there is one peptide you may all know. It was first produced in the 1960s. It's a hormonal peptide. There are many categories, different categories of peptides. This is a hormonal peptide, insulin. So millions of people, millions of patients have used insulin, which is a peptide. peptides. How do peptides or proteins or hormones are related to the aging process? So as we age, there's some hormonal changes that take place. Growth hormone secretion declines, and we see the results of this decline on our body, along with the gradual sex hormone deficiency that takes place. So what do we see? We lose muscle mass as we age. Our fat mass is increasing, particularly around our waist and in our abdominal area. Our bones are not so dense. We may experience increased hair loss. Our skin is not so tight and elastic. And this is how we look old, but we also feel old. We feel more tired, it's fatigue, our energy levels are not the same. We may experience some mood disorders like anxiety and depression, gradual decrease of our sexual desire. All these changes are not truly age-related. It's not about the number. It's about the decline of these hormones, and particularly growth hormone. So how are peptides related to this hormone? We can use peptides that belong to the category of growth hormone releasers to induce the secretion of growth hormone and thus create optimal growth hormone concentrations and give us back a more youthful anatomy and physiology. So peptides, you may not know what is a peptide. So peptide is a mini tiny version of a protein. There are clusters of amino acids, and amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. But the good thing about peptides is that they're smaller, they're more absorbable, and they're very flexible. They may be small, but they have this great ability to regenerate and buzz our cells to become functional again. So what's their role? Their role is to communicate with the body at the level of the cell to signal the cell to heal or to produce energy or to increase its lifespan. They bind to the cell receptors and they give this signal to the cell to become functional again. We use these peptides, but not only for anti-aging purposes. There are many more functions, and they can be used to help us overcome health declines that are associated with aging and disease. Right now, there are more than 80 FDA-approved peptides in the US, and hundreds of them are in preclinical and clinical stage. So they are approved in the US. They're also approved in Greece and in other European countries. Here in the UK, they're not approved for use yet. But since this is a very promising field of medicine and pharmaceuticals, very soon I think and I believe that they're going to be approved here as well. So what I was telling you is that they're not only used in anti-aging medicine. They can have many different functions, and there are many different categories of peptides. So peptides can be used to reduce inflammation. Other peptides can be used for immune modulation. There are peptides that are used for weight management. There are other peptides that can help increase libido, increase stamina. They can be used for muscle and joint repair. There are other peptides that can be used to treat insomnia. Peptides are also given for mood disorders like depression and anxiety. And there are peptides that can be used to boost mental clarity and memory. So you can, I will not say anything more. If you have any questions, of course, you can ask me. But peptides truly are a game changer for health optimization, a very promising field. Thank you.
Guys, I would like to first thank Lisa, who is a dear friend, and I must say, one of probably our most, together with Steve, loyal and regular client. Thank you, Lisa, for supporting us. Thank you for believing in our science, and thank you for putting this beautiful room of ladies today together. I would like to give you the mic to say a few words. You're great in public speaking, as everybody knows.
Okay, nothing prepared as usual. Normally I do this with a couple of vodka shots in my system, but this is 10 a.m. No, thank you. Guys, I'm not the science behind it. I'm not a doctor. I'm one of Ina's friends and clearly now a client for a while now. The journey with Optimise Health is such an easy one. It's not complicated, you know. We all think, oh my God, I gotta go see the doctor and he's gonna tell me a million things and I've gotta take a million supplements and I've gotta do injections and infusions, and it's not that difficult. We all wanna be young. We all wanna have energy. We all wanna have a better sex life. we all wanna be thin. Nobody wants to be fat. We want to be fit. We want to have real clear minds. We don't want to forget things. And our lifestyles are busy. We're all busy. I'm busy. You guys are all busy. We go out for lunch. We have dinners. We have businesses. We have careers. We have children. Optimise Health has changed the way that we need to seek health. It comes to you. So I'll give you a little story about how I started my journey with Ina and Optimise Health. I spent some time with Ina's doctor and Ina over the course of a summer. And I decided to give it a go because they were talking sense about everything having to do with anti-aging. And so I did a blood test, a very, very lots of blood, I mean a huge blood test, which the doctor analyzed. I had a Zoom call with her. The Zoom call lasted about 40 minutes. She basically analyzed every aspect of my blood and told me exactly what I needed to optimize every aspect of my hormones, my whatever the medical terms are, my vitamins, whatever my blood needed, she told me I needed to fix. Not much fixing, but optimizing. Thank God I am a healthy person. I didn't need anything that was terrifically wrong with me at all. So we started with chelation. The one thing that she did find for me was that I had remnants of, what are the? Mercury, and I think I had even a little bit of arsenic in my body. Someone had tried to poison me somewhere along the line in my life. So I think I'm going to check the ex-husband. So we did a course of chelation. It was once a week of infusions. Beautiful nurses came to the house. I'm not an early morning riser, in bed, arm out, put an infusion in, and I did a course of chelation, one a week for about 8 weeks. And to remove every bad mercury, arsenic, whatever there was in my system out. I did feel a lot better. I wasn't feeling bad, but my energy levels went even higher up. Currently, what I'm doing with Optimise Health is I'm doing just optimizing my health, exactly what the words say. I've been doing a course of infusions, which are all the good stuff. NADs and NACs and vitamin Cs and glutathiones and curcumin, and it goes straight into my blood. It's a 10 a.m. call. I have this beautiful lady who comes to my room and sets up, and I just sit there for 40 minutes, half an hour, and it's done. It's really, really good. I feel amazing. My energy levels are good. Those of you who've had lunches with me all know that my energy levels are always great. And the one question everybody asks me is, Lisa, how do you do it? It is truly the fact that I'm keeping my health at its best. a lot of us here are privileged. We are privileged because we're here. We're at Annabel's. We're not sort of struggling with wealth. A lot of us can afford this, and I think it's a must in today's world. It's a must to stay young, to stay fit, to stay healthy, and before the disease catches us. So I'm 57 years old. I feel better than I did in my mid-20s, and I strongly suggest, optimizing our health in whichever way works for you. This has worked for me. Thank you.
Are you sure you didn't prepare before that?
I swear not.
Thank you. Guys, once again, thank you so much for coming here today. I will let you, socialize with each other. Yes, and I wanted to say if anyone has any further questions, we're here to answer them. Please feel free to come, or, we will come and... When can we start? Anytime. Anytime. Actually, at the end of the event, we'll have a little goodie box for you with some supplements there, and our card is there with our Instagram and the QR code of the app and a phone number. So also later on, if you need any information or you just want to ask questions, please feel free in any way convenient for you. Thank you.